Hello everybody and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday, and I have pulled another punch out of my collection. This one, again, I don't think I've ever used it. It is called Rainbow Ripple, and when I saw it sitting on my shelf, I thought this looks like a banner to me, and we are getting close to 4th of July and our big birthday celebration. So I am going to do a quick one-page birthday celebration layout for today's throwback, and then I will be ready for the weekend. So what you've seen me do here is you have seen me cut a bunch of borders, and I have envisioned in my mind that I want to use pieces of that border to make a really fun banner at the top of this page, waving to and from, and just have a lot of dimension and a lot of movement. So this video is quick, it's short, but what you don't know is I was going to edit this whole process, but then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to. I will speed it up for you so it is sped up. But it takes a long time sometimes when we have these ideas in our head to actually put them down on the paper. And I wanted you guys to see the full process, really, of how long I messed with these banners. And remember, this is all sped up for you and edited. So I'm just about done here, and I'm looking at it, and there's a lot of dimension at the top, and there's nothing at the bottom. So we need to ground the bottom of this layout. So what I did was I went ahead and added some leftover strips. Actually, they were just in my folder, and I went ahead and added them to the bottom just to give some weight to the bottom. And you could see I was still messing with the top there. Now I'm going to cut some red cardstock for Matt, and I played with it a little bit trying to figure out exactly what size, and I ended up going with 4.5 by 5.5, more of a vertical print. And then I decide, you know what, it is 4th of July, I want to go all out with a triple mat, which is not something that I normally do, but it's the 250th celebration. So that's what I end up doing, and that's what you see me here, is assembling all of what I have so far. So I'm going to get the bottoms on, and then I'm going to get my mats on, and then you're going to see how long I messed with those banners on the top. And like I told you before, I didn't edit it. I really want you to see and vision how long I messed with this silly banner trying to get it exactly right. But here's the thing. No one's really going to notice when it's all said and done except for me. And in the end, I love how it all came out. And again, I just have this idea of just a fun ticker tape, 4th of July, 250th birthday banners waving. So I'm curious to know. So comment here in the comments for me. But have you ever messed with something for way too long and in the end kind of been like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Because that's kind of what I ended up here with. Like, wow, did that take me a long time? And I'm still messing with it. I'm also adhering it here as well. And then I'm finding out that I have extra white space that I really didn't like. I didn't have that before. I thought about adding another layer. I didn't like that. So I end up moving up all my pieces. So here I go. I'm going to take a minute here and I'm going to look at it. And I'm like, this is a hot mess. What happened? I don't like this. And I literally end up taking almost the entire thing off and repositioning everything better, changing my angles so that some are going up, some are going down, moving things around. I literally remove everything and kind of start over just because I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. Now I know you would think, all right, she's got to be almost done here. She's almost got this whole thing put together. But you would be wrong. I continued to move around, tuck things under, tuck things all over, use my scissors to trim little bits here and there. Look at it. Do I still like it? I think it's okay. Go ahead, add some more. This process literally went on in a totality for I want to say I messed with this banner for probably close to an hour. Probably when it was all said and done, it was probably close to an hour. And I honestly really did keep this in here for two reasons. One, I thought you would get quite a chuckle out of it, as I did with how incredibly long I messed with this banner. But not only that, to just show you that things don't always come easily. Sometimes it's very rare where I know in my mind, as soon as I see something, oh, I'm going to do that, and I can whip it out. That does happen occasionally, and that's always such a win when I can just knock something out really, really quickly, straight from scratch. But most of the times, it really is more of this process. It's more, I've got something in my mind, I kind of know what I want it to look like, and then I'm trying to make it happen in reality, and it's not turning out exactly like I had envisioned in my mind. And so I have to go back to the drawing board or retry it again. But by the time you guys see it, and by the time it gets edited in the video, what you're really seeing is I've already tested all of this out. So I know exactly what to do. Sometimes I've even created the layout ahead of time, and I've just taken it apart and I'm recreating it. So basically what I'm saying is give yourself a break. All right, I finally have this, I believe, finished. I think that we're all good. I'm happy. Oh, nope, still not happy. Still tweaking. What it is I saw some more white space, and so I was like, let me go in, let me fill in some of this extra white space that I have here. And then the other thing that I do is I do add some dimension. So when I adhere it down, what I end up doing is putting a little bit of foam tape on the tips of some of those arches, and that will allow it just to stand up just a tiny bit and have a little bit more dimension. All right, so I think I about have it ready, and now I'm going to add in the embellishments. And again, I knew what I wanted it to say, and I had in my mind what I wanted it to look like. So I used my Cricut to go ahead and make the embellishments that I want on my layout. And it really wasn't embellishments as much as the title. I just wanted to say the 25th or 250th, celebrating America, and the dates. And that's kind of what I had in mind. And I love how that looked, but it still needed more. So I went back to my trusty fireworks punch, which you guys know, and I thought I need to add some more gold in. So I'm just going to spotlight this in 3 different locations to give it my visual triangle. And the other thing that I felt like was missing in my banner is I just felt like I needed a little bit of sparkle. So in a second, you're going to see me add just some gems periodically. I just did 3 of them. I formed a little triangle and I just put them in the top just to give my layout a little bit more bling. And in the end, I was done. And this entire layout should have only taken me maybe 15 minutes. But again, I messed with that banner for way too long. But I was pretty happy with how it turned out, all in all, when it's all said and done. So there you have it. This is my final layout for the Great Punch Breakout. And it has definitely been a challenge for me. One of the things that I realized, y'all, is I don't use my punches enough. And so having to incorporate them into every layout that I've done this month has really stretched me beyond what I normally do. So I would encourage you, if you're not using those Border Maker cartridges and punches, to add them in. It definitely adds a little fun to your layouts. I look forward to seeing what you guys create this month for the big challenge. All right, I can't think of anything else. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of the week. Bye.